Imagine a dish that is cooked in Algerian homes almost every day, but has rarely appeared on a restaurant menu. Today we are going to talk about Marqa Bel Khodra, a vegetable stew from Algeria that has been feeding families quietly for hundreds of years. We will also go a little deeper into its history, cultural significance, and its emotional value to the people of Algeria. Hi, I'm Deepika, and welcome to Uncommon Tables. So, what is Marqa Bel Khodra? It is a slow cooked stew built around vegetables that are in season. Vegetables are then cooked together in a tomato and onion based sauce with small amount of meat, usually lamb and sometimes beef or just a single bone for flavor. The broth is seasoned with warm spices of Algerian cooking like cumin, coriander, black pepper, and sometimes cinnamon, or Ras El Hanout, an Algerian spice mix. We'll talk about it in a while. This vegetable stew is served with bread. Every region has their own version of Marqa Bel Khodra. In the east, in Constantine, Annaba, Skida, the marca is red and rich, built on a deep tomato base, colored with paprika and sometimes with fiery harissa. While in the center, in Algiers, the capital of Algeria, the stew lightens up with the use of saffron. The sauce is golden. Cinnamon and black pepper do more work than chilies. In the west, in Oran, the spice combinations grow more complex, more layered, influenced by centuries of trade and movement across the Maghreb. The Berbers were here for thousands of years. Seasonal cooking was a necessity in a harsh and arid climate. Arab invasions of the 7th and 18th century brought new spices, techniques, and new ways of building sauces. The Ottoman Empire arrived in the 1500s and brought even more spice root ingredients and cooking ideas from across the Mediterranean. France took control of Algeria in 1830 and stayed for 132 years. They changed a lot about Algerian life, but they didn't change some parts of Algerian cuisine. Vegetable stew was one of them. There is an Algerian saying, the hand that gives is much better than the hand that receives. Marca is the living proof of that idea. It is always made in a big enough pot to feed whoever shows up at the house. There's always enough. That kind of generosity isn't something people show off. For many Algerians, Marca Bel Khodra represents warmth, care, and ordinary family life. Unlike celebration dishes served at weddings or gatherings, this stew belongs to the routine evenings, shared bread, and simple moments at home. The smell and taste become strongly tied to memories of family, comfort, and childhood. Now let's get back to the recipe. To make Malka Bel Khodra, you will need potatoes. Here I have taken around 2 small potatoes. Cabbage or Brussels sprouts. This is around 1 cup of cabbage. Cauliflower. I had a few cauliflower pieces in the fridge, so I just used it. This might be around half a cup or so. The idea here is to use vegetables that you have on hand. Next is carrots. This is around half a cup. 1 shredded tomato or tomato puree. 1 small finely chopped onion, 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, around 1 tablespoon of ketchup, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper powder, half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of Ras El Hanout. It is a mixture of various Algerian spices. Next comes olive oil, salt to taste, chopped parsley for garnish, and finally water. This is around 1 cup. You can of course adjust the ingredients according to your preference. Actually, that is the beauty of such home cooked dishes. Start by adding olive oil to the heated pan. Now add chopped onions and let them cook for a few minutes. Cook them until they turn a little bit pink. Next, add grated garlic. And mix it well. At this stage, you can add meat pieces of your choice. Next, add tomato puree. And let it cook for a few minutes. Now add all the spices. Mix them well and make sure they don't burn. Now add potatoes. Along with cauliflower and carrots. Next, add chopped cabbage. Mix everything well and make sure the spices are coated to all the vegetables. At this point, add water and cook vegetables until they are soft and tender. If you have added meat, then make sure it is fork tender. Once the vegetable and meat are cooked well, garnish it with chopped parsley. Your Marqa Bel Khodra is ready to serve. Serve it with your favorite rustic bread. After tasting Marqa Bel Khodra, I must say it is so much similar to Indian mixed vegetable sabzi. Because of the spices like turmeric, black pepper, and garlic, it reminds me of Indian cooking. The only difference I felt was the addition of Ras El Hanout, Algerian spice mix. That gave it a little different flavor, especially the aroma and taste of nutmeg while eating. I made a vegetarian version, but I feel the addition of red meat or bone broth will give it a slightly different flavor. Overall, it is a good dish and a perfect way to use up the vegetables. So tell me, have you eaten Marqa Bel Khodra before? If not, then this dish is worth giving a try. If you're into exploring new dishes from different cultures around the world, then this channel is for you. Subscribe to Uncommon Tables if you want to discover the stories behind more dishes like this one. I'll see you next time. Till then, take care and keep exploring new flavors.